Hello everyone, this is Code to Live here, and in this episode we'll create our first Java program. The code we are going to write today is going to perform just one function, and at this, print the phrase "Hello World" onto the screen. The most important rule of Java is all your code should always be written inside this thing called class. For now, you do not necessarily need to understand what a class is. Just remember, you want to write a piece of code, you gotta put it in a class. For this, you should type a word class followed by any name you choose for this class. My first class is the name I chose for this one. However, it can be anything you want. My second class, not my class, it doesn't matter. The curly braces right after the class name show where the class starts and where the class ends. In a Java program, there should be a method called main. Method basically is a part of a program that does something. So what does this main method do? It just shows Java where does the program start. You do not need to understand all the other words around it for now. You can just memorize how it is written. You'll get to know what they mean later in the series. However, you might have noticed that right after the method there are curly braces again, and they show where the method starts and where the method ends, just like curly braces in our class. So now that we know that we need a main method in our program, where do we place it? Correct. We put it inside a class. And now our program abides by the two rules. All the code is inside a class, and we have a main method. However, our program does not do anything yet. For this, we need to write some code inside the main method. And this is the first line of actual code in our program. It is going to print out the phrase "Hello World" onto the screen. It consists of three parts. This is a method that will print anything between the parentheses onto the screen. This is the phrase that we want to print. For now, think of it as if you want to print something, you need to put it inside quotation marks. The two things in the previous slides that we saw make up a complete command in Java. It is like a sentence inside a Java program, which means print "Hello World" onto the screen. It is called a statement. And just as every sentence ends with a full stop, a Java statement ends with a semicolon. So what this line of code actually means is print "Hello World" onto the screen, full stop. And this is our first program. Let us run it in Eclipse now. Alright, so once you open Eclipse, the first thing you want to do is create a new Java project. Press on that. So once it loads, you can start by filling in the project name, like my first program. Concerning everything else, don't change it unless you explicitly need to. For now, you gotta press don't create, because right now you do not need this function of Java. Now, to start creating your program, right click on the src file, folder, go to new, and go to class. As you can see, here's some information about the class. You don't really need to change anything, but over here, as you can see, there's public static void main. This is exactly what our main function is. And if you want to create such a function in advance without typing it every time, you can just press ticket right here. Then the name, you fill in the name of the class as well. So it's gonna be like, what is it? My first class. Finish. As you can see, Java already created everything we need for us, except the one line of code that is actually meant to print. You can remove this for it to be cleaner. And over here, you can write system.out.println. Hello world. As you can see over here, when I started Eclipse, I made a small error and selected create for the module window. If you followed the tutorial correctly, then all you need to do now is press this green button over here, which is to run the program, and press OK. As you can see, here is our result. This part over here shows what's being output. If you want to change anything, just go on here and hello code to live, and when you write this is what it's gonna say. So in case you would want to change the name of the class, you gotta right click over here, select refactor, and then rename. And here you can change the name of your class. Press enter once again, and here it is. The name of the class is changed. The problem is that when you try to change the name of the class over here, the name of the class in the Java file is going to stay the same. So let's say if you do this and you try to run the program, there will be an error. Press proceed, and here an error shows up. So thank you for watching. Leave a like and comment what do you think about the series so far. If you want to see anything specific in this series, please leave a comment to let me know about it. And see you next time.